Hey, everybody. I was looking down at my phone. Well, there's nobody watching it now anyway. It doesn't matter. Say whatever the F I want.
That was 3 seconds in. That was a wild voice I heard too. I'm like, did I hit something wrong on my computer?
My bathroom is done. Thank God. No one's watching. We can say whatever we want. We can do whatever we want right now.
What about the audio audience, Levack, when they're listening back to this in the morning?
I don't care. If you can't take the time to watch us do this stupid show, then F you.
No.
Rate, subscribe, like, and send me money.
All of that
Jeff
will be edited.
Levack on Venmo.
All of that will be edited out. We love you on our audio side. Do not listen to him.
I don't.
You're under stress and duress.
I'm not your real dad. How you like me now? Ha ha. How about I screamed the word penis inside Sea Smoke today? How do you like that?
What happened?
Do you remember? It's actually a throwback to one of our 4th of July shows.
I didn't have a graphic for this, by the way.
You didn't have a graphic for penis?
No.
Levack politely screams dick in great restaurant. Is that there's nothing for that one?
No.
We were doing a coaches show, and Hal, our good friend Coach Hal from Fox Automotive, he basically said I suck. He basically said that I have not been bringing it on the field, and that's why people aren't coming to the games. So I said, all right, I'll bring you more. There will be so much Levackness on July 16th. You just be ready. It's Hal's fault. If there's too much Levack in that game, it's Hal's fault. And then Coach started laughing about the Levackness. I go, well, you don't want any monotonous? You don't want that? And then I told the story about when JPP blew his fingers off. And on the air, I go, I just don't know how much more JPP-ness he has. Never catching in my brain that I was saying JP penis. And I guess I wasn't paying attention. Coach said like everybody was like getting ready to go, and like the entire place just stopped. Like all of Sea Smoke just looked over at me, like, who is this jackass yelling male genitalia in this fine dining establishment?
So there's a chance you guys may not be back there next week recording.
No, they seemed all right with it. Once they realized that I wasn't actually saying penis, I was referencing the essence of Jason Pierre-Paul. They were okay with it, I think.
You know what? Give me a shout out to Coach Al. I like calling him Coach Al because he lives very close. Yeah. He lives close to where I live. There's a chance one day down the line, Rex will be playing for him. So I'm going to start with the Coach Hal now. If 10, 15 years, he's still coaching locally there, and my son is playing for him. So shout out to Coach Hal.
I lost my cat. So every once in a while, you're going to hear me shake the treats, okay?
And by lost cat, you don't mean like in the house. You mean you have no idea where the cat is. I'm hoping she's hiding.
So we just finished construction in the house. The bathroom is done. Fitzgerald Handyman Services, strongly recommend. So there's a chance she's hiding. But normally when I come home and I shake treats, Truss will come out. And she's not. I've seen no Truss. She also answers to Flumpers. And I'm going to be very upset if I can't find my Flumps. My lovely lady Flumps. So there's a lot of distraction in me today. So just be ready. Just be ready.
All right. Well, let's
if I hear like a weird meowing, I will leave the show.
Okay. If you hear meowing, I'll talk about our wonderful partners and sponsors. I'll give you a 90-second break. No, not yet.
Say, screw them. They don't get I don't talk about them yet. It's Levack and Goz.
You heard something.
Techies Tuesday. Techies Fire and Water Restoration. TEFirewater.com. It's raining. Stuff floods. We're there to fix it. That's how you do it right there. I'm bummed out, man. I'm a little afraid my cat's gone.
Would it make you feel better if we talked about the Empire's big victory over the San Antonio Gunslingers?
It won't make me feel worse. It was a great performance by the guys. When Castronova throws for 245 yards on a 50-yard field, logic dictates that's almost 500 yards in a regular game. You know, I think it's pretty amazing. And Darius Prince just does what he does, another 100 yards receiving. That's 200 yards in the outdoor game, the equivalent thereof. And Trayvon Shorts is a legit running back in the NAL.
Let's start with Shorts because you finished with him. I said this during the broadcast in the most recent home game.
I said it. I'm so smart. My name's Goz.
His performance out of the backfield is the best performance by any running back I've ever seen put on an Albany Empire jersey. And I know that seems like a huge statement, a hyperbole. Like I know Boom Boom Benson's been here. I know other like historic players have carried the football for the Albany Empire. but it's a different level when he gets the ball in his hands. He feels like he should have been a running back his entire life because of how quick he is, what he's doing when he hits the hole. He is going to prove to be, here's like a prediction. I know broadcasters for the games are not supposed to do predictions, but he is going to prove to be a difference here in July and potentially in the playoffs. Like a true non-cliche real life X factor for the Albany Empire for the rest. You know what? With that being said, I want him on the pregame show this week, please. I'd like to put in a request now that I'm hyping him up and putting him over. I think Shorts is that big of a difference that you mentioned, Sam Castronova. Those numbers he puts up and multiple touchdowns rushing the football. I want to know if Coach has basically pulled back and said he knew this whole time Castronova could have run, because now it's like every game he's taken off out of the pocket and making plays. People questioned whether or not he could do it, and he's just one of the most mobile quarterbacks now statistically in the NAL.
He's the leading rusher in the NAL. Like
yes.
He is. The thing I like about him, though, he still looks downfield, right? So like he's throwing into tighter windows than he threw into when the season began. He is still trying to push the ball down the field. He's spreading around a little bit more than he did before, but still, when you got Darius Prince, there's not a lot of other places to go. But we mentioned Trayvon Shorts out of the backfield. He has a reception for 23 yards in this game against San Antonio. And then again, Sam runs the ball handful of times, 15 yards. Oh, just a couple touchdowns. That's all right. It's fine. So he is a dual threat, but he's getting better as a throwing quarterback each and every game. He is an athlete. He's a guy that, like, when you see him, you're like, yeah, that dude probably hoops up on the weekends, whatever, all these good things. But like when he gets on that football field, he's a manimal, and he wants in that end zone, whether it's by feet, by arm, whatever it is, he's getting in the end zone. And it is quite fun to watch him grow and grow and grow as the Empire quarterback.
Try to keep your laugh here at a quiet roar when I ask this question. I am being serious when I ask this because of Shorts' emergence out of the backfield. Are Coach Manas and Coach Ware analytic guys? Like, do they really dive into the stats, the metrics of it? I don't think I've ever asked that question, because with Shorts potentially having this type of impact for the team, I just wonder if it changes the game plan for July.
It doesn't hurt for sure. I don't think it's like a full analytics thing. I think they definitely look into some of that, but a lot of it is planned. Like, it's game plan. Like, how does it fit the game plan? We were in a situation where we had a guy who was a true running back in Tiberius Lampkin. Whatever happens, Tiberius decides he's gonna go his way. He's gonna see his family. So we were able to get more carries to Shorts, who is more of an outside linebacker, a jackback kind of thing. He loves running the football. He hurdled the wall in San Antonio like it was 2 feet tall. He's loving this, and I think that what we're seeing is, for lack of a better term, almost like a crime of opportunity, right? So he's getting more carries because he's the guy, and he's taking full advantage of them.
He's awesome. I like it. Now a bye week. So the game ends on Saturday night. How fast did the players? Did they even all fly back to Albany? Did they just go back to Albany and then head off back to their hometowns, whatever they want to do? Because they're off from you guys for the whole week. How does this bye week mid-season so close to the playoffs work?
As Coach said, the beauty of coaching adults and professionals, he doesn't have to babysit them. So they're off. They're off for the week. It's their bye week. Some of the guys came home. A lot of the guys took off straight from San Antonio. If you follow the guys on Instagram and Facebook, you know who's where for the most part. But yeah, no, there's guys who are still here in the area. But anybody who has kids took off for their kids for the most part, and they're all over the place. They'll probably migrate back into town like Thursday or Friday, and then be ready to go full bore for Monday. The amount of media people hit me up for practice this week, and it's like, if you want to watch me practice phone calls, come on in. It's great. Like, the field's not even down right now, so the guys aren't here, and they'll be back. So
I wanted to make fun of him and be like, come on, guys, you know how bye weeks works, but I also just wrote on this paper next to me, media request for Trayvon Shorts and Marquel Wade, forgetting there was a week of no games this week.
But you want to talk to him online or over the phone.
Yes.
You're not looking to come into the building.
No, and I'll do that next week anyways. I could save that when they're off their bye week. I just, in my mind, but I know what you're saying. Like, hey, nobody's here, guys. Like, I can't help you that it's early July and you're looking for local sports coverage. That
and
the
I'd
players
love to help.
here, yeah.
And if they want to do it over the phone, I'll do my best to pair them up with whoever's around. But they're not. There's no practice to watch. Again, if you want to watch practice, it's in, me practicing not pissing off Mike and things of that nature. Yeah, come on in, come hang out. In practice, bringing me lunch.
I've done the math for Coach Manas. I'm not sure if he looks ahead this far or will be watching the games this weekend. My math has told me, because of winning percentages, that if Columbus and Jacksonville lose this week and the Empire win in the next upcoming home game, it is a secured home playoff game for the Empire. I'm not even sure if you guys have discussed that.
Do this math for me one more time.
I have, if Columbus and Jacksonville both lose this weekend, the Empire will clinch a home playoff game with a victory on the 16th. Now, my math works like that because you go to win percentages, and there's no way Jacksonville win percentage-wise and Columbus can catch Albany at that point. Also, I feel like this might be a typo on the website, but I know you and I have discussed this. I'm a little confused by this. It's 14 games for some teams in the league and not 13?
Yeah. So Jacksonville and Carolina decided to give up their bye weeks to play extra games against each other. We offered to beat people more frequently, and no one took us up on it.
The reason I bring that up, and I'm glad you mentioned Carolina versus Jacksonville, because there is a scenario that, again, I don't have to bore people with all these scenarios that I've done, crunched the numbers over here at the CBS 6 Sports desk. There's a scenario where Carolina can have home field clinched and Jacksonville can have nothing to play for, and they'd still have to take the field in that final week. That's a scenario out there where it's like, okay, we guys, because of win percentages and stuff, that game could be meaningless. It also could decide whether or not it's Albany or Jacksonville hosting a home playoff game. Scenarios, a lot of stuff can play out here with the rest of the July. Just that's out there too.
And you mentioned this, the playoff picture based on percentage. It does become a little more confusing because it's not just this whole, if I win 9 and you win 9, it goes to a tiebreaker. Well, yeah, we could win 9 and you could lose more games than us. Or you could, we get up to 8, which is our best record available. You win 8, but you have more losses, like a lot more losses. So there's a lot to it. Like there's a lot to it this year. So it's one of those things where I'm, kind of watching how it all plays out. I think we lock up. I'm almost positive we lock up a playoff if San Antonio wins this weekend, but that's just a playoff berth. It doesn't guarantee home. And then so on and so forth. But realistically speaking, got to win out. Got a bye week, and we're home, against the Predators. We're home against the Gunslingers. You win out, you're guaranteed no worse than the second seed. So that's the goal. The team's got to win out. And with the pink game, the Empire Tackles Cancer game up on July 16th, it's a perfect time to pack the house and get everybody in there. And, to steal a phrase from our lacrosse friends, pack the house and just show everybody what Albany Empire football is all about.
Let's go. Albany back home the 16th. Come out, support the team, get ready. Cannot wait for the stretch run. It's going to be an awesome finish to this season and some really cool matchups on the way. Levack, don't forget, if you are going to events in the Capital Region and maybe even an Albany Empire game, don't forget to use the promo code GOZ, G-O-Z, at SeatGeek.com. For your first purchase over $50, you can get $20 off. I saw the Syracuse fans complaining about the Notre Dame tickets. I see some Albany fans complaining about SPAC tickets. SeatGeek.com. Stop your complaints and get $20 off your first purchase over $50 when you use the promo code GOZ, G-O-Z, at SeatGeek.com, 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 $20 off your first purchase with a purchase over $50. Buy your tickets this summer and this fall using SeatGeek.com, promo code GOZ.
Very cool. Good seats. Very good seats with geeks. That's what's up. Sorry, I'm mobilizing the people to try and find my damn cat.
You know what I'm gonna do? I might just add like a podcast extra if that's how it's gonna go. At the end of the reads, like Levack just use those geeks for those seats and like every.
Yeah, you know who knows where seats are? Geeks. Yeah, geeks and seats, they go together like seat geeks. Yeah. I can't believe the damn cat. Like, she's not like the kind of cat that can, like, she was a feral when we adopted her. but like she's been a house cat now. Like now she's a house cat. Sleeps on the bed, eats the treats, all those things. I'm a little worried. I'm a little concerned that the Flumpty Dumpers is not going to fare well out in the mean streets of North Colony.
Was that a segue? Was that a segue I dropped there that you were mentioning cats, and then the graphic popped up with a Valley Cat storyline from Tri-City?
Yeah, I mean, not intentionally, but yes. I realized that while I was hitting it. I don't know.
So here's the thing: Kumar Rocker is officially done with the Tri-City Valley Cats. 5 games.
Yeah, you put Rocker. That's what confused me.
Did I put Rucker?
Yeah, Darius Rucker no longer playing for the Valley Cats. I don't know if you knew that.
Did I put that on YouTube as well?
I don't know. It's on here. It's on the banner.
Take that down before somebody
Darius
yells at me.
Rucker.
The audio
with Tri-City.
The audio audience would have never known too. Would have gotten away with it. What do you make of his tenure? I did put it on the YouTube side. Great. Now YouTube can yell at me. What do you make of his tenure with the Valley Cats? I know you thought this was a massive move by the franchise, being able to find a way to get him.
I think it was. I still think it was great. I think it went about as long as we thought it might, and now, we see what it did for him. Does he get higher, or does he whatever? Do more people look at the Valley Cats as a destination if they're disgruntled with what's going on? It was really, really smart by the Valley Cats. Obviously, you wish you could keep him a little longer, but if this works out for him, and I'm a guy who's not happy where I am, why the hell wouldn't I, take a quick trip on over to Harvard on the Hudson and play at the Joe?
You know what this feels like to me? And I feel like I'm maybe not the best person to do this comparison with, and you are a far better person because of your background and your career. This feels like an artist, a musician, a band that wasn't popular when you saw them play for the first time, whether you saw them at a small venue or they were an opening act. And you're like, oh, remember we saw so-and-so? And then like 5 years later, like, wait, are you sure that was them? Like, that's what kind of this Kumar Rocker thing feels like for the Valley Cats, where, yeah, it was a big deal here locally, especially if you're a Valley Cat fan. And it did have a different vibe, though, in comparison to past Valley Cat teams who had, single A affiliates who you knew the prospects were going to come through. Like, that was a given because of the system in which you were in. You were going to have the best prospects in the franchise. This came out of nowhere. And it was almost like, oh, God, this sounds so cheesy. A shooting star, but for real, like, hey, this is happening, and as you mentioned, it might happen again, but you may not really appreciate it until Rocker's a first-round draft pick and hits the big leagues.
Well, they've got that really cool board over there from the Joe to the Show, and I think everyone assumed that once they weren't a true MLB affiliate anymore, that board would no longer have any life to it, but don't sleep on him because they got it done. This is another Joe to the Show guy. This is a guy who's going to pitch in the majors at some point. Will he be a rock star? Who knows? Rocker star.
Ooh, pun intended. Nice.
Yeah, I don't know, but he could very well be an ace in somebody's staff, a 2 in somebody's staff, and he pitched at the Joe to the Show. Still alive because the Valley Cats know what the hell they're doing.
Our guy Buster Olney from ESPN is calling Rocker a late first-round pick. And I wonder if it's just late. You know what? Let's do this. Can we call Buster next week? I feel like we now only get him once a year now. I know he's a very busy man. He's got his cool glasses now. He likes
the old show. He likes the new people, I think. I hear him talking to them all the time.
I think he's paid to be on there.
Yeah. Well, let's see.
Have you seen Buster's glasses?
No, I haven't seen. I don't know what television is anymore. I'm very busy all the time.
I knew you canceled your local news once I was on it. I knew it.
It's in one room. I have one room in the house that still has cable, and it's only because I've been so busy I can't cancel the crap. I haven't been able to get all the because God forbid Verizon come pick this shit up. I got to deliver. I got to bring it to them. So I still have it in one room. I don't go in this room.
Buster is doing his hits with
this is the only time I'm in the room that has cable. This one right here.
Buster's doing his hits with very big glasses on, but he's saying that Rocker is the late first-round pick, and I feel like as if it's more of Rocker's situation with the Mets last season than actually him talent-wise not being good enough, because he was a top 10 pick, and from everything he's done for Tri-City, it doesn't look like he's anything worse of a pitcher than he was in 2021. And this report comes from ESPN that Rocker had shoulder surgery in September. Nice, I nailed that one. 3 S's.
Yeah.
shoulder surgery in September that nobody knew about. And it was called a minor procedure. Now, of course, the scouts are like, right. No, he didn't
was he abducted by aliens? Did they do it against his will? No one knew. This week on Unsolved Mysteries.
I think he knew. He called it a minor surgery, though. And all of a sudden, scouts are like, oh, it was so minor you didn't tell us until 2 weeks before the draft, huh? I mean, you had 9 months to tell us, and you decided not. I don't know. I don't think that, like, that doesn't matter either. He was good. He was fine. He's good.
Yeah, I mean, there's the experts always say there's no arm in all of pitching that isn't bad. Like you got, but throwing a baseball is not a natural way to use your arm. So every one of these guys has something wrong with their arms. It's a matter of when they're going to have it dealt with. Loose body, impingement, Tommy John, whatever you're going to need, something's going to happen. It's a matter of if you get it taken care of the right way in the right amount of time and how bad it is. So plus it's Major League Baseball. You draft a kid. If he sucks or if the injury is too much, okay, well then you just never let him go to the majors and you use his 17 years of control against him. It's not the NFL where I need my first round pick to pay off like within a year.
I was going through that today too, because in the Capital Region, like there's a bunch of storylines here baseball wise. Like you have Rocker leaving Tri-City. Ian Anderson starts tonight against St. Louis. And then Matt Gage, who was pitching, by the way, when I say Matt Gage, I think of that crazy Nick Gage, who's, I don't know if you've seen that, like the ultimate hardcore wrestler of all time. Matt Gage pitched for Siena and then got called up to the Blue Jays in June and then just got sent down yesterday to Buffalo. And I'm like, oh, somebody go get him. Look at his stats.
There's also Nick Cage, also crazy.
That's right. He's there too. That could happen. Yeah. Look, Rocker gets to the majors. Great. He lives up to the hype. He's been hyped up since basically as a first year, a freshman at Vanderbilt, making big outs and everything else. If he does it, it's not the most shocking thing in the history of baseball that a huge prospect did not work out the way in which people thought he would, especially with the rumor of not one, but now 2 different injuries that have happened to his upper body.
Yeah. Look, it's going to, I'm rooting for the kid. I'm rooting for him because I can't imagine turning down the Mets with Uncle Steve involved. And he did. And then to go to the Valley Cats, now you get a little, or give you a little Cap region love, go handle your business, and hopefully be very, very good. Maybe a late round pick for the Yankees. You never know. How funny would that be?
Yes.
Just one more reason for a Mets fan to hate Yankee fan. Just Humar Rocker ends up being like the 3rd starter on the Yankees for like the next 20 years.
Could you imagine too if they like fast tracked him? Like the Yankees need a bullpen arm in the 8th or the 9th. They're like, get the kid from Vanderbilt up. Let's go. We're not going to mess around.
In the Subway Series. That'd be phenomenal. I'm all in. I'm all in. Sign me up.
Good, man.
Let's go.
That'd be too good. By the way, this upcoming Sunday, you and I, we do not have the Albany Empire. We have the Hideaway Wide World of Sports event coming up this Sunday.
Wild.
Is that what it is? I thought it was the Wide World.
No, it's wild. Yeah, because there's like little challenges on each hole.
The Wild World of Sports event coming up. I was supposed to text Chad about what time the show was going to be. And now I look at my phone and realize I texted Gurka instead, and he didn't answer me. The Hideaway this Sunday. Come join us in an early Sunday show. Wild World of Sports, Saratoga Lake Golf Club, and will our friend from Northeastern Insurance be there? Jared Lozier. If you're looking to save cash this summer, and you're doing those summer vacations, Jared Lozier is your guy. Email him today, jaredl@nemail.com. Ask him, you going to the Hideaway Sunday? Is Levack going to assault you? jaredl@nemail.com. How would you describe
it? It was the appropriate amount of punishment for his actions.
518-956-3753. 518-956-3753. That is Jared's number. If you want to text him and be like, do not get hit in the balls this Sunday by Levack.
Or do.
By the way, I know you're looking for a 4th. Is Jared going to be potentially on your team?
No. There's no chance in hell.
Jared Lozier can help you save cash, though. Your car, your home, your small business. Jared Lozier, Northeastern Insurance, proud sponsor. Levack and Goz, Gonzalo Media, The Hideaway, and great things happening in the Capital Region.
Yeah, all the great things. All of it. All the great things. I keep hearing sirens. Freaking out, guys. Freaking out. Completely distracted. Maybe Trust knocked over a convenience store. I don't know. She's never been outside, not since she was a baby. She could be doing anything out there. She could be running with the wrong crowd. She could be selling the marijuana. I don't know. I don't know what she's doing. I
just imagine like your image is like those card playing dogs just sitting around playing poker. You ever seen that famous photo?
Yeah.
I don't think that's Trust doing that. I have some breaking news for you.
Is it that you found Trust?
Oh, there you go.
Where's my Trust?
There she is.
Where is she?
Oh.
Need my Trust back.
I have breaking news for you, Levack.
Okay.
Enjoy this.
I know what it is.
The Orioles don't stink as much as they used to.
No, that's not breaking. I thought you were going to give me different breaking news. They do. They still do. They still are pretty bad. They're bad. I mean, they're not good.
I bring that up because I looked at the Major League Baseball stadiums and started watching the Orioles win games. And I'm thinking, like, I know the Yankees are good. I know the Yankees are the best team in baseball right now. But does the American League stink? Like, does it really stink? There's a chance that 5 of these 6 teams, 4 of the 6 teams are going to come from the American League East. The Red Sox, the Rays, the Blue Jays, the Yankees. The Orioles are only, less than double digits back, which out loud to me sounds good. And then you've got the Twins, who are going to likely win the Central. And you got the Astros in the West. So having 4 of 6 teams from one division, am I just painting too broad here with a brush that the entire league stinks? Am I not giving enough credit to the American League East and the Yankees? What is your vibe here? Is 2 weeks away from the All-Star game of what the American League is overall?
I think it's top heavy. I think that's what it is. I think it's just, when you've got a Yankees and you got an Astros, even like a White Sox is pretty good. Like you've got good teams, and I mean really, really good teams, which makes it very top heavy. I think that's what it is. I don't think there's I don't think it stinks. I just think when you've got teams doing historic stuff the way the Yankees are, those historic wins have got to come against somebody, right? Not a lot of interleague games yet. So you're cleaning up wins against crappy teams, and you're making them look crappy, even if they aren't. So no, I just think it's top heavy.
This has happened for a while. Like, this is not a 2022 unique thing about the American League East or New York teams jumping ahead. I remember you and I did this probably as far back as 2018, where you start looking at the New York teams and wonder, okay, is this already set where it's going to be? Like, you could look back at past years and say, all right, the Rays are going to win the East, the Twins or the White Sox are going to win the Central, and the Astros are going to win the West. And you could do that in May. Hell, you could do that maybe in April if teams started well enough and figure out, okay, those are the playoff teams, and there's going to be a random team, usually like the A's would jump up in the wild card. Not going to happen this year, of who could be there. So, yeah, look, the American League overall, there's a lot of teams that are going to be below 500. But when it comes to the actual playoff teams that are going to compete for a championship, we just mentioned those 4, and we mentioned 2 division winners. So, yeah, you've got to play somebody. You've got to beat somebody. When you've got these teams that believe they can really be playoff teams and true World Series contenders, yeah, they're going to stack their rosters and be good and everything else. So, is it even? No. Is the expanded wild card going to be better than it used to be? Yeah, I'll give you that. I've been the biggest hater of the 1-game wild card, that it feels like it could be better and never lived up to 2011's fall with that final 162 game finish. But this could be good. Like, more teams in there, and if you have those teams being the best teams, great. We just got done with the NHL playoffs and the NBA playoffs. We got really good teams in the finals. So maybe we're going to be on pace for that same thing out of the American League, and Yankee fans will still get tested when the team gets to the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, that's the Yankee hater line du jour. You're still not the kind of team that wins in the postseason and blah. And it's just it's always funny to me, because who knows what's going to happen once we get there. But I thought when you said breaking news, you're going to talk about the Knicks possibly getting popped for tampering. I thought that's where you were going.
Ooh, I didn't even see that. You might have the details on it for me.
Oh, the Knicks might be fined for tampering with the Jalen Brunson situation. Everybody's reporting that everybody's gone out of their way now, because you hired a kid's dad, his agent, all those people, and then next thing you know, he's coming over, and they may get fined heavily for what is a reported agreement between the two sides. Now, other people are posting about their cats missing. Let me find my cat first. God, these people.
Here's the thing with the Brunson situation for the Knicks. We've done that so many times in the summer. I remember, I don't even know if you remember this. There was one summer where it was like the Mavs with DeAndre Jordan. I think it was that summer. Yeah, it was. Where like they locked him in the house. Remember, like with Blake Griffin and everybody, and like the old rumors that Mark Cuban was trying to get him, and it actually went back to Los Angeles. Like they were doing things, players that were so against the rules is ridiculous. And then Woj and Shams and our boy Brian Windhorst were breaking stories before that July 1st deadline. And you're like, wait a second, how did that happen? So we wondered, like, what should it be? Massive fines? Finally, the NBA stepped in and started deducting second-round draft picks, but I don't know how many people cared about the second round. Oh, no, I don't have to draft a guy who I'm not going to see for 3 years. Please, no, don't do it. Like, they did punish some teams for tampering. The Brunson one is tough, though, because your dad's on the staff, you know?
Right. Like, well, and you know, if a player calls you, it's, you know, there's a finger shake, but that's it. You know what, you're gonna stop the dude from talking to his dad at a 4th of July barbecue? You know what I mean? Like, how do you fix that? And then you're gonna try and tell the Knicks they can't hire a guy? If I'm that guy, I sue the crap out of you for keeping me from getting a job, especially in New York State where you're gonna win like a champ. But it's, you know, it is what it is. How do you prove it? What do you do to them? You can take away when they're 75, you know, mid to late first round picks that they traded for, whatever. F off.
That one point guard. That's right. Like that one feels so weird too, because it's different than college. Like we've heard rumors that like, oh, you might offer a scholarship to a teammate of a player, or you might hire an uncle or somebody on the staff. And it's like, okay, now the kid's going to sign. This is just a flat out, hey, he had enough on his career. He wanted to do it, make things happen. So that's kind of the role they're going with for Jalen Brunson. So, and by the way, yeah, if they take around a second round draft pick, then that's good. Like, not good in the sense of, okay, the Knicks need more plays, but good in the sense of, hey, we've got a $100 million player who was in the conference finals last season and makes the roster better.
True story. And look, you got to give up a pick. How many did you clear to get him? You know, stuff like that. Whatever. It's just crap, though. Because how do you do it? Like, again, how do you? Oh, yeah, we think you hired his dad, so his dad would call him. Okay, prove it. Are you saying his dad has no skill? All right, well, now prove that. So I just hope they fight it just for the fun of it. Just for the fun of it. It is Levack and Goz. It is it's, you know, we're everywhere. We're on the Techies Facebook. We're on the Godzilla YouTube. We're on Apple, Spotify. The Tears of Children is where you can hear us. It's pretty amazing. Please subscribe. To that. That would be great if you could.
What about our friends over at Johnstone Supply and Troy Levack? They're helping you stay cool. That's right. 518-272-5922. 518-272-5922 is the spot. Johnstone Supply and Troy is helping you stay cool this summer. Stop in and find about their AC supplies, their AC units, things that you need through July and August. Shout out to our guy George and Tom, Kev, James, everybody over there at Johnstone Supply and Troy that's helping you make sure with that hot weather, that sweat coming through, you need that upgrade to your system. Johnstone Supply and Troy can help you. Visit them in store, by the way, 6th Avenue in Troy. If you're working on those summer projects, I started looking at my backyard and thought, you know what, maybe I'm actually going to do a summer project. Maybe I'm going to fix a fence. Maybe I'm going to figure out if I'm cutting down this tree. Maybe I'm going to just text Tom and wonder how I do these things and struggle mightily. Whatever it is, Johnstone Supply and Troy wants to help you. Check them out on Facebook as well. Johnstone Supply NY as well. Johnstone Supply and Troy. We love those guys over there.
Johnstone Supply. Speaking of Johnstone Supply, your boy's not far from here. Tell him to start looking for my cat. No. Right. I'm completely distracted. We're gonna have to, you speed through this. What do you want? What do you want to talk about? Anything you want?
Do you want to talk about the American hero, Joey Chestnut?
I do. Okay. I love that guy.
I'll keep your mind on there.
Dude, all right. Let's talk about this, right? So Jordan drops a bunch of points. He has the flu, right? Okay, that's really nice. Brady's 57,000 years old, wins Super Bowls. Foot in a boot, eats 63 hot dogs, and chokes out Darth Vader. Okay, that's legendary status. That's special. I still think he's kind of a dick for not answering when we called him. But to take the time to choke out a protester and still win and win by a comfortable margin, it's impressive. It's impressive right there.
Yeah, let's go all the way back from the start there. Okay, so I don't feel as bad that he didn't answer our call because I was all excited since 2015. He's been on the show. I know it was your number instead of my number, so maybe he had it saved differently. Now I know why he didn't do it. Because he's hurt. He was injured. He had other stuff.
Does he answer the phone with his foot?
Right.
He answers the phone with his foot? It's bullshit. He just didn't want to be bothered.
No, that's exactly it, dude.
He didn't want to be bothered.
No.
He's turned to the dark side. That's why he smoked out Vader. He is now a Sith master. That's what it is. A Smithfield master, if you will.
I think he probably had other things on his mind this year rather than just eating, whether or not he's gonna be able to stand up. Even the intro, which is usually so legendary, was him just getting like lifted up.
Yeah, and it was shaking. I was like, this is where we lose him. What's the thing you would go to jail for? Is there a wrong in the world that you would protest and know that you're gonna spend the night in jail and be okay with it? Because people were like protesting over the way Smithfield Meats treats pigs. That's what that was all about.
Wait. I don't think I knew that same thing.
So they had the Smithfield Death Star. So Smithfield is the company that makes the hot dogs, I guess. And there's like reports that they treat the pigs poorly. I don't know anything about it. I just know hot dogs are yummy. So those guys were up there protesting Smithfield and got choked out by Joey Chestnut, and 3 of them got arrested for their effort. So like, would you go to jail for pigs?
No.
Would you go to jail? I don't know. What would you go to jail for? I mean, what would you do it? I don't know. Like, let's pretend that a really hot chick said, "Oh my god, I can't believe the way they're treating those pigs. Oh my god." You go to jail, wouldn't you?
No.
You go. You like, screw you, Joey Chestnut. That Ben over there. I mean, that lovely woman.
I would talk to Jordan, my wonderful wife, about what I would go to jail for her for, and I think the list is very short. It's not long. It's short.
You wouldn't go to jail for anything. You wouldn't. There's nothing you feel that strongly about.
No.
What if somebody said you spend the night in jail, or we're taking away your Heisman vote?
I'm not going to jail.
You wouldn't spend a night in jail to keep your Heisman vote?
No, absolutely
I
not.
would spend a night in jail to have it taken away from you. I would. One night in jail. Lock me up, Colony. I'm ready.
How many nights would it be to flip it?
What do you mean?
And for you, so you'd take one for me to get it away. What would it be to be given to you? Another night, just 2?
Oh, I don't even want it. I don't want it. You take that way too freaking seriously. I don't want that at all.
Do you think
I don't want you to have it.
It's terrible. Do you think ESPN should have cut away? Because I was watching the broadcast.
I didn't see it. I didn't catch it. I missed it completely.
So here's what happened. They actually pushed it this year to ESPN News rather than ESPN because Wimbledon. And I watched
it on the app. I watched it online.
Yep. It was on ESPN News. And I don't want the social media people to come after you for Wimbledon when they used to hate on you for the tea you'd randomly toss.
Yeah, screw them.
Stupid, right?
They can kiss my tass.
They cut away from Chestnut for a long time because he was just like
snuffing a Sith Lord.
Right. So you're thinking like, what is going on? And then of course the raw Joey Chestnut camera caught exactly what they were looking for. So
I love the killer instinct in Chestnut. Like, because you like watch it, like he's eating, the dude bumps him. He looks at him like he's gonna yell at the guy next to him, like, "Stay in your lane, bitch. I'm Joey Chestnut." And he's like, oh, you don't even belong here. And then like choke and throw. And the announcer was all up in there too. I almost wonder if they knew something was going to happen though, because the announcer sucked this year. I can't remember his name, but he's usually so eloquent with the way he says all the crap he says. But this year he's tripping over his words. It was weird. So like, I wonder if they knew there was a potential like issue on the horizon, and he was like nervous about it. And then it happened. He was ready to throw too. Him and Joey just get in there tag team WWE style, taking on the bloodline.
Do not aggregate me. I do not want any of these clips to go viral. This is the one that goes viral. Please do not like share this. Like Dr. Goz has a theory.
Do it.
I would go back and watch it. I think he's got like a little tremor now.
Who?
George Shea. George Shea, the announcer. Yeah.
Maybe
I would go back and watch
years not being kind. Some health issues possibly. Just speculation. Just a reckless speculation.
Well, I bring that up because you can see it on the television side. You can see the tremor, but also, like, you and I know this from doing events. Sometimes if you've got a loud microphone and the vibrations can actually like shake your hand or something, or like, you know, it looks like you're moving. So especially with him who gets so behind it, like he could potentially just be feeling the vibrations. Yeah.
Well, but he had, like, because he did the wrong intro on one guy. He was just not himself. He was not himself at all. It was weird because, again, I enjoy him because I've done that on like a far lesser stage. Obviously, like I did that for a cannoli eating contest down in Schenectady one time when Armin was eating cannolis against like Santa Barbara and a bunch of other dudes and everything. Like I've had fun. Like it's a fun thing to do. I didn't write it down. I just came up on the fly because I'm kind of cool like that. It's kind of Levackness, if you know what I mean. But no, like I appreciate his MC work as much as I appreciate the eating a lot of times. And like when he raps and everything too, and it's like, you got this dude in this barbershop quartet outfit, dropping verses better than Badland Booker and stuff. It's pretty impressive. So it's I noticed it. I'm hoping that it was just, distractions and that your evil prediction isn't correct, but you're not the nicest person. So
no. I hope he will be back. I hope that George Shane continues to do it. I hope, like you said, he's been doing it for almost 20 years now. Like, the expectations every single year are so ridiculously high.
Him. No, I don't know who could do it. I can't think of anyone who could possibly do it. They would have to look, all over the place for anyone who has that kind of skill on a microphone. It would be incredible.
Would you like to do that, or would you prefer to do the Rich J, John Anderson play-by-play? Because even that felt different without Mike Golick Jr. doing it. Gojo, man, was missed this year for the broadcast.
Yeah, Anderson sounds way too much like his brother. Like it was freaky. He is so good at that. Like he should do more things than just Major League Eating, because everybody knows the buffers. It's time. Let's get it on, stuff like that. Whatever, all those things. Like he could do a different catchphrase each event for each person, and it would be funny and it would be good and it'd be entertaining. So he's really, really good at that. I would love to do what he does. I would spend a night in jail if it meant I could do what he does and take away your Heisman vote and name any potential children in your future.
This is not happening. None of those things are happening.
There's nothing you want so bad that you spend a night in jail over it. Not money. Money is the bullshit answer. You got to go.
No,
it's got to be something you want or something you could take from someone else if you spend a night in jail.
No,
there's nobody you hate enough to take something from them. Oh,
I think this is a very nice therapy session of like, there's not that much I want in life. I'm very happy. A wonderful family, wonderful friends. Very happy.
It's called being full of shit. That's what it is. I 2 nights in jail. I get all the things I already talked about. Plus, I get to rip the bolo tie off of Philip Rivers' head. Just rip it right off the front.
Why do you want to do it to Philip Rivers?
Mm-hmm. Why not? Why not?
How about we do this, Levack? Can you tell us about our friends over at Mohawk Honda? I'm going to send a nice email to make sure I'm in the 10 and 11. How about you want to do nice words?
You want me to talk to you about our friends at Mohawk?
If you don't mind.
About Greg Johnson.
Please.
I'll tell you about Greg Johnson, the manager over there, the guy. I'll tell you about Lindsay Harridan, the Han Diva, the McKenna clan that are just all over that place. They spray for them, but they just keep coming back and making great deals for people. I'll tell you the fact that they will buy your vehicle at Mohawk Honda. That's what they do. They want you to love your ride, and they want to make sure everybody loves their ride. So you go in there, you have a nice conversation. They find you the vehicle you're looking for, and maybe it's just time. Maybe you want to get rid of yours. Boom, they buy it from you. Kelly Blue Book value. Done deal. Not to mention the service department that is so stellar, so good, so amazing. They keep Goz's vehicle running and looking good. It's pretty amazing. It's Mohawk Honda. It's pretty much the Mohawk family. You know what I mean? Like everybody says Mohawk family, you think Harridan. We're all Mohawk family. I got a Mohawk Chevrolet. God's got a Mohawk Honda. Once you buy a vehicle from Mohawk, you understand the meaning of family. That's true. It's a true thing. I would tell you, I made a payment on my truck today. I don't like paying for vehicles, but I love my truck so much because the time that was taken by the Mohawk family to find me the exact vehicle I was looking for, that I don't mind paying for it. I don't mind. I feel like I got a good deal. I feel solid about it, and I would do it again. Customer for life over here, my friends. Customer for life. Mohawk Honda, Mohawk Chevrolet, Mohawk Collision Center, all of it. Love it all. Love it all.
Where they always go out of their way to please you.
It's true. It's true. I heard one time that Jeff and Steve Harridan would spend one night in jail to make sure that they would always be able to go out of their way to please you. That's how far they would go out of their way to please you. They would spend one night in jail. Not together, because the Harridan brothers together, they'd just be like, boom, be like biker fights. They'd be taking dudes out. Be crazy. You just handle business.
I just imagine
somebody call the Mohawk family to help me find my cat.
Imagine one of them with like a big face tattoo now.
Oh man, that'd be Steve. That's a Steve thing right there. Jeff's got a little crazy though. Jeff's got some crazy. You can see it. Nicest guy on the planet. But you can see this little, he'll come for you if he needs to.
Would they
like, I'm going on my way to please you. I'm going to handle some business. That's what he says. What do you want to talk about? You want to talk about the fact that UFC stunk? It was terrible. 276 was crap.
You were all excited about it, man. You got it on Saturday night. You're all fired up. Adesanya in the main event.
The lame event. That's what it was. Adesanya has become the latest version of Tyrone Woodley and John Jones. I'm gonna bore the hell out of my opponent until he lays down, or I just win on decision. That was so boring. I snored during it. I legitimately snored during it. I was watching it over at Mike Corda's house. A bunch of great people were there, and I snored. I passed out at like in the third round, like real hot second. Ryan, who's over at the Empire, goes, "Dude, you just snore?" I'm like, "Yep, yeah, I did. Yeah, I'm not even ashamed." The people who should be ashamed are Cannonier and Adesanya because they are fighting like dog shit. That was the worst. That was the worst main event. You just wanted somebody to land a punch and get over it. I wanted Cannonier to win, plus 360, plus 400 if you bet at the day of the fight. But at that point, I just didn't even care who won. Just somebody knock somebody out, end the suffering. I want it done.
What happened? I'm talking like Adesanya.
Oh no, I was sleeping.
Adesanya was supposed to be we said it on the preview on this past weekend show. Like, he was supposed to be the next John Jones. He was supposed to be the main event, can't miss, got to get the pay-per-view, the international fighter who was going to go on this unbelievable streak, and he became boring. Look, he put weight on. He was no longer maybe invisible, how some people thought he would be throughout his entire career. But when you have a fight that bombs that bad, it hurts every other pay-per-view buy for him going forward. Like, look, there are sometimes your opponent is not going to be the one who just mixes and matches well with you inside the octagon. But when you have something like that happen, boy, and when it was Levack, like Hall of Fame weekend, fight weekend, you're going up against the WWE. They had such good ticket sales for the UFC that they bumped the WWE out of Allegiant Stadium in Vegas because WWE said, screw the UFC, we're going to put it in a football stadium. Where they're like, actually, you can't for Money in the Bank. It's not going to be as good as you guys think. No, there's a lot of injuries and everything else, but yeah, that hurts. Not like the UFC's not going under, but it's like, okay, the next time Adesanya fights, I don't know who can be his opponent there. Like, I got to get that fight for.
Hopefully somebody beats the living piss out of him. If you're going to talk that much, throw hands. Like, I have zero issue with UFC fighters having big mouths. I love Conor McGregor still, but if you're going to talk like that, don't lay on people. It was boring. And the Max Holloway Volkanov, that fight was pretty good. The Holloway, the cut over his eye was disgusting. That was gross. That's like something you see in a horror movie. But no, just an overall disappointing card. Wasn't all that impressed. Would like to see some more knockouts. What are you gonna do? I guess it's fine. 277. Let's go. On to the next.
Oh,
Joey Chestnut should have been in there. Choke somebody out. What's up, bitches?
How should Mets fans feel, by the way, if deGrrom and Scherzer coming back?
Amazing. Terrible. What was I going to say? I mean, come on. How many Mets fans I will spend one night in jail if I can have deGrrom and Scherzer the rest of this season? Like, they instantly become a World Series favorite to me. Like, they were a team that you thought could get there, maybe steal one, whatever. Now they're a team. If these two are back, deGrrom and Scherzer are both back, and Scherzer's making progress, deGromm's making progress, all this stuff. If they're both back and they're healthy and they pitch all the way in, who beats them? Game 1 and game 2, who matches up against them better than them? They there's people talking about their bats. There's people talking about this or the other thing. You get to the home to the postseason and you got these two guys pitching, especially if it's at home in the first two games. you're probably up 2-0. So that's awesome. Good for them. Can't wait to see him in the World Series.
Scherzer is back tonight, so we'll see how he does. The two-eyed colored madman. If you have him on fantasy baseball, what? Two-eyed colored madman? That's what he is.
Yeah, it's just the way you said it sounds like you're calling him a colored person.
No.
You gotta say the two colored eyes instead of like the two-eyed colored person doesn't like that. Just sounds like you're talking about like it sounds like you're like a 1930s racist the way you said it. Like, and obviously there's no one farther from that than you, but it's just the way you said it does not come across. Don't do that on TV. It won't go over well.
I'll go back and listen to that audio version, see if that was true.
I was saying, well, you said the two-eyed colored instead of the two colored eyes.
Man didn't sneak in there? Two-eyed colored. Oh,
no,
wow. Now saying it back again doesn't sound great.
Yeah. Like you had verbal dyslexia all of a sudden.
He has two different colored eyes, and he's a man.
Which is a genetic weirdness, and good for him. But he's the colored god intended to be, and that's all that matters.
Activate him from your IL if you play fantasy baseball and change your roster spots.
Oh, I get it. Real nice. Wow.
As for deGrrom, he was pitching in Port St. Lucie, and
he cross all the T's and dot all the lowercase J's.
I don't like how his name's spelled. This graphic is stupid. How I framed it.
It is stupid. Whoever did this is you, right?
So dumb.
deGrrom, deComeBack.
The Mets are really good, but the Braves are not that far off.
No.
Ian Anderson's got to pitch a little bit better. He had a bad appearance in the last one, but the Braves are 3.5 back, and they are like, look, no one wants to face the Mets in the postseason. I get that with how good the pitching staff is. But there is something about being the defending champion and still being really good the next season and being a divisional foe that the Mets could face. All that stuff is potentially out there.
Yeah, and the thing about the Braves, too, though, is that their pitching staff is deep, like even deeper than the Mets. They may not have as good as deGrrom and Scherzer, but they can run at you 4 or 5 deep. I mean, they're that's a team that has gone, you know what? Our identity will be pitching. And we will also have some great hitters, but we will be pitchers, and it's worked out pretty well for them so far. So the NL East is going to be very, very intriguing. AL East is still it's interesting because of the Yankees, but I don't feel like anyone else has lived up to the hype in the AL East. In the NL East, it's the Mets and the Braves look phenomenal. So it's going to be fun to see those two duke it out all the way down to the wire.
Let's go, man. I hope we have a really good finish for Major League Baseball. I hope it ends up being like
you're finished.
I hope I'm not finished because I love our friends over at Lily and David Fine Jewelers, located at Route 50, the shops of Wilton. That is the spot for you. Lily and David Fine Jewelers. Guys, it is wedding season. If you're looking for wedding bands, engagement rings, you're ready to pop the question, Lily and David Fine Jewelers can help you do it. Family owned and operated business. Route 50, the shops of Wilton. That's where I bought my ring. You can do the same for yourself right now. Lily and David Fine Jewelers. Tell me you heard about it from Levack and Goz. Shout out to Alyssa. Shout out to David. We love those guys over there with the track starting next week. Make it a point to head into Lily and David Fine Jewelers before you head to the track and get yourself or somebody special in your life something amazing. Awesome selection. Lily and David Fine Jewelers.
What are you going to get me?
I'm probably stopping in there next Friday.
What do you mean? What for?
I think if I'm going to the track on opening day, I'll probably be stopping at Lily and David Fine Jewelers. Maybe saying what's up.
I think I'm offended. People are liking my missing cat post. Like, how would you like it? Like, that feels rude.
Let's do this, Levack.
Oh, here we go. Yeah, this is my favorite. Okay, so I put it in my Ring app. I put it my cat's missing, right? These people are idiots.
Well, let's do this. Let's let you go find.
Just told me to look under cars, look under sheds. Oh no, I never would have thought of that, jackass.
Let's do this. We'll make this a short and easy episode. We'll do a longer one this upcoming week at the Hideaway, and we'll let you go find Big Truss.
I gotta go look for her.
All right. Thank you for doing this.
And I'll write back to this guy and tell him he's an asshole.
We will have an expanded version to make up for this on Sunday.
I made no promises.
All right, catch you later.
Hold on. Look under cars and in sheds. She's probably close to your home. When it stops raining, put her kitty litter box outside. See, all right, so the kitty litter box, decent advice. But to look under cars, and really? I never thought to look under someplace that she could hide. Jackass. I got some advice for you. Don't let your cat escape. It's very disconcerting. And don't call Max Scherzer a colored person.